old it is. We don't know exactly how old it is. All we do know for sure is that it was here in the late 40s when my grandmother was born. And then, uh, when I take you upstairs, I'll show you. It's been remodeled a couple times because the upstairs is built out of a lot of milled dimensional lumber, which would be kind of odd for the age of this barn. The old feed trough still there. The manure trough. There used to be milking stanchions here. You can see the pipe still sticking out where they got torqued off. What I want to do, and I don't know if it'll happen or not with Dad's plans, but what I want to do is come back here where the feed pit's still good and cut it off with a concrete saw, knock the bad part out, and then at least put a couple milking stanchions back in here, just kind of for looks more than anything. I don't know, maybe eventually we'll get a couple dairy cows, I don't know. Those stalls weren't original to the barn. They were put in by a guy named Gable that bought this place a long time ago. He had some draft horses down here. Used to be a stall right here too, but we knocked one of the walls out to make it a little easier to clean up down here. This place was full of shit. I'll take you upstairs, you'll see just how bad it was. But yeah, as you can see, the floor's seen better days. It's got some holes in it. That beam's broke. Although surprisingly, the old axiom beams seem to be surviving better than anything. These three main logs in the center got one heck of a bow in them. This one here's got a crack in it that somebody fixed a long time ago. And here's where the door is, and you can see that it's seen better days. The walls broke out there. And then probably hard to see in the video, the top of the back wall's probably pushed out, probably a good 6 inches from where the bottom originally was. Because this is an old bank barn and the gutters fell off the front a long time ago, and the people that lived here neglected to fix them right, so all the freeze thaw, plus just the weight of the dirt itself pushing against the walls got the whole barn racked. So eventually what we're going to do is come in here and drill some holes in the floor and drill some holes in the back wall. It's probably going to happen before this winter's out, so we'd like to start getting this thing standing back up straight. And we're going to get some come-alongs and just start jacking them, put some pressure on the wall, trying to pull the barn back straight. We're going to dig the bank off the front and off the sides while we got my buddy's excavator here. And then eventually what we're going to do is jack the whole barn up, knock the foundation out from under it, and put a new foundation under it. And when we do that, we're probably going to add a couple extra layers of brick. That way, hopefully, we can get at least 8-foot ceilings in here, so we can at least get my 66 and the 77 and stuff back in here. But I guess I'll take you upstairs. This is what I've been working on for the last 2 weeks. This straw was that deep all the way across the barn. I lost count. I think I'm somewhere around 40 loads out of here with that spreader. And this is all the further I've got. There's probably easily another 25 loads in here maybe. But you can see it. They've redone something with this barn at one time, because there's a bunch of notches in the lumber and the main beams that don't make sense. All this milled lumber, you can tell it's old, probably late 40s, early 50s lumber, but this barn's old enough that the dimensional lumber doesn't match doesn't match the rest of the barn. Then there's still some old slots with the wood pegs from the original structure. And I'm thinking this barn used to have a loft, or have lofts on either side too, but we don't have any way to confirm that. loose hay forks still up in the eave. The one thing this barn does have going for it, which is probably why it's still in pretty decent shape, is the roof on it's in real good shape. It doesn't leak. Of course, it's so freaking thick, 'cause it's got the slats there. It's got cedar shakes. The original cedar shakes are still on there, and then it's got tar shingles on it. And we don't know if there's plywood sheeting under the shingles or not. There's a possibility there is, but still, you're probably talking, that roof's probably 1.5 inches thick at least. So it would take a lot to punch a hole through that. But we're gonna, Dad wanted to tear it down, and Grandpa wanted to tear it down, and I said, not just no, but hell no, I want to keep the barn. There's 77. People that had this place before kind of neglected it. It was all grown up around the side and the back. It looks worse in the summer when it's still green, but there's vines all over the side of the barn. And then when Lee had it, there was originally a lot bigger door in the back. You can see the track still there, but when Lee had it, he took that door down and just put that small door in here, so he could shut the bales out here to his horses in the pasture. And we're still trying to figure out what's going on with this door, because the way it's built, there's no way that hole was that big originally, and it looks like they busted the blocks off here to make the door bigger, but nobody remembers what happened. But when we redo the foundation and everything, we're gonna strengthen this up a little bit, and we still haven't figured out how we're gonna redo the floor yet. We thought about putting in a concrete stretch core floor, that way we could keep the basement but have concrete floor in it. We thought about getting I-beam and putting 2-inch oak planking on it, so we could still get some pretty decent sized stuff up there. But I don't know. Time will tell, I guess. Seems like I've already been here once. So, I'm gonna go ahead and start getting loads out of here again. So, there it is. New to us barn. Hopefully one of these days we can start stacking straw and hay back in here and get some equipment in here, but a lot of money, but at least it's back in the family.